While we're all being very generous, I want us to kickstart proceedings without much ado and introduce our very first speaker, or our very first personality with the address. Now, this person I would introduce is a lawyer and very passionate about the environment and social issues. She is also the third daughter of the very first former First Family. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Miss Amina Ajiman Rawlings with a huge round of applause for the welcome address. You can do it one more time for Miss Amina Ajiman Rawlings. Beautifully delivered. In as much as we are even more uncertain about the nature of the environment currently, is even what makes it more worrying and troubling for most of us gathered here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, not to push any more before we get to hear from a person who is even more in that position to tell us more about the current state of the national environment in Ghana. Please help me welcome a gentleman of all standards. Born 67 years ago, he graduated from the University of Ghana Medical School in 1975 with MB, CHB degrees, and qualified as a general surgeon, cardiothoracic and vascular surgeon after undertaking his postgraduate studies at the Hanover Medical University, Germany in 1978. He subsequently worked as a consultant cardiothoracic surgeon and was one of the pioneers of the heart transplantation program in Hanover. In 1985, he was recognized as the first black person to perform a heart transplant. Oh, can I have some applause? He returned home in 1989 to establish the National Cardiothoracic Center and the Ghana Heart Foundation. He was a former CEO of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, past president of the Ghana Red Cross Society, and immediate past chairman of the Public Utility Regulatory Commission, PURC. He established the National Cardiothoracic Center at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital and was its founding director. Currently, he is the president of the Ghana Heart Foundation. He has also received several local and international awards in recognition of his medical work and service to humanity. In 1999, he was the Ghana Chartered Institute of Marketing's Marketing Man of the Year and also a recipient of the Millennium Excellence Award. In 2005, the Millennium Excellence Foundation awarded him as Personality of the Decade. He was the winner of the 2012 edition of the prestigious African Heroes Award presented by Ohio University in Athens, Ohio, USA on February 12, 2012. At this very moment, we know him simply as the Minister of State responsible for the environment, technology, and innovation. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome, in all humility, dear Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the Minister of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng. Thank you so very much for your remarks. Grateful indeed. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, please shall we take a look at a short video.
Planet Earth is the only home for the human race. There may be worlds that support life out there in the universe, worlds that may be bigger and perhaps better than ours. But we cannot deny the fact that Earth is all we have now and for many millennia to come. It is the responsibility of each and every member of the human family to protect it. The harsh reality is that the Earth is dying. Everyone is scrambling to find a solution. Every country has a role to play. The world is a global village and what happens in one country affects another. Ghana has a role to play like any other country. Over the last few decades, vast portions of our natural resources have been lost or polluted thanks to human activities. The country has had its fair share of the adverse effects of environmental issues affecting the world, such as climate change. Changes in the weather pattern has not only affected the livelihood of people in different parts of the country, it has brought death to hundreds. But perhaps Ghana's biggest environmental challenge comes from a sector that should be boosting its economy, mining. Over the last couple of years, Ghana's mining industry has been flooded with both locals and foreigners, all searching for the precious metal gold. But their method of mining leaves much to be desired. Illegal mining, or galamsey, is the order of the day in many mining communities.
I think our attitude to small-scale mining has also led to the kind of negative perceptions that we have. So, for instance, there are problems associated with small-scale mining, environmental problems.
They have excavated the land, destroying the cocoa farm. It was a shock to me, because that is my life. You know, cocoa farming, it's a future. It's my future. They have destroyed my future now. How will I cater for my children and wife? It's a problem now.
The effects on the communities and the environment are shocking. Ghana's environment is suffering. Millions are at the risk of losing their livelihood. If the resources that give life are dying, imagine what would happen to those who depend on these resources. The time is now. Let's save our world for future generations.
Really sad, but all I can say is only if the environment could speak. And already the environment is speaking in various ways to us with the kind of degradation and effects that we're all suffering at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's symposium is in 3 sessions. And just to wrap it up for the very first session, we would be hearing from another gentleman who holds an MBA Finance from University of Ghana. He also has a postgraduate degree, Executive MBA in International Energy Industry Management, and Masters in Petroleum Law and Policy from University of Dundee in the UK. He has more than 15 years' experience in government, private sector, civil society, and international development organizations. He has participated and undergone several mining professional training and attained various certificates from some Australia's prestigious universities, University of Sydney and University of Western Australia. He is a cost engineer by profession with a broader knowledge in the energy and mining industry. He is a co-founder of Africa Center for Energy Policy and also worked as a director of policy and research, where he provided proactive and comprehensive policy-related advice to support a variety of government and private sector projects. He is the chairman of board of directors of major private institutions in Ghana and a professional international consultant in his area of expertise, that's mining and petroleum. His contributions in providing solutions to the problems in the energy sector in Ghana have earned him both local and international acclamation and recognition. He is currently the regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party in the Volta region. He is married with 3 children. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, let's welcome the Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. John Peter Amewu. There he comes. A huge round of applause one more time, please. Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Peter Meru. So grateful to have you. So grateful to have you. As promised before or earlier, today's symposium is in 3 sessions, and already we have seen the very first session go by beautifully. We'll now start our submissions with our main speakers who will tackle the issues of the environment head on. To speak now at this point on the topic protecting and safeguarding Ghana's natural environment for present and future generations, ladies and gentlemen, at this point introducing our very first speaker, main in this category for the second session. Please help me welcome, with a huge round of applause, Dr. Peter C. Atõ. Thank you very much. We can do it better for Dr. Atõ. I believe that Dr. Atõ is so ready to take questions at the moment, but in as much as possible, I want to get very innovative with time, and together we'll do a third session together with our panelists. So I'd ask for Dr. Atõ to please take a seat far left, sorry. You'll be joined by a group of men with also different understanding from different areas of the environment, and also to be joined by a moderator for the third session. One more time, shall we please applaud Dr. Atõ. Yes, it's a lot of information and a lot of knowledge, but in as much as possible, I have also received intel here that industry players who are key to the effects of the environment also have a lot to discuss. And that's why I'm happy while we go into this very third session. I'd crave the indulgence of the moderator, and also to make it very snappy, to call on 3 personalities who will join Dr. Atõ where he's seated in that order. And these are persons from the fields of geoscience, CSIR water research, and also general environmental issues with the EPA. Respectively, let's welcome Professor Frank Niame, Professor Osmond Ansa Asari, and Mr. John Puaman to please join us on the stage. There they come. Please, let's appreciate them while they come. Please take the seats. Beautiful. To join them at this point, and before we get there, I've come to understand that straightforwardness is sometimes a very good thing and sometimes a bad thing. Now, at the time when hydroelectricity was the biggest thing for Ghana, one of the engineers who was rushing, addressing the people to let them understand that, yes, the dam is open and ready for use, decided to give a speech. But in his speech, he started with some salutations, and already at His Excellency, he took a deep pause for a reason nobody really understood. Now he looked carefully and came again. His Excellency Osijifo? You know, and there's nobody to consult. So he looks again and comes again. His Excellency Ojisifo? Eventually somebody says, please go on. Yeah, so it happens sometimes even with all our people. The next person to join all these wonderful men is a great uncle of mine. He's an ace broadcaster, a broadcast journalist with some reputation like none other. He's a very, very good writer and has been writing for years. When it comes to public relations as well as a communications specialist, yes, he is also my former neighbor. And we all remember him from Time with David. Yes, please, with a huge round of applause, let's welcome Mr. David Ampofo. Welcome. Yes, please. Yes, I wanted to quickly be innovative so we can cut all the mini speeches that were going to come in between. And I'd allow the panelists to say some quick introductions And then from there, I believe the audience who have some questions and some discussions can follow in that order. Yes, please. So I'll turn the microphone around, and I'll leave this one with you. Thank you. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much. At this point, I won't take much of time. I would call on one important person, but it is still the Symposium on National Environment here at the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, brought to you under the auspices of the office of the former President, John Rawlings. At this point, I would call on a lady who will do us the honors of closing remarks. I realize that I see her notes being prepared. Yes, but I believe it will be as short as possible. Yes, she is a medical doctor. Yes, we've had a lot of environmentalists speak today, but she's a medical doctor. Also, she was TV3's ambassador for the June 3 disaster. Her latest status, yes, let me put it that way, she was named Osulagata. Yeah, I love that name so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Dr. Atõ Abassah Rawlings. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. And also thank you for the wonderful remarks and about 3 conclusions. Finally, we got there. Osulagata, I really love that name. And I hope everybody is calling you honorable lately. Yeah, all right. Thank you all very much one more time. All of you have been very patient from as early as 2-3 hours ago till now. Prof. Frimpong Boateng, Honorable Peter Mbewu, I really loved your submissions as well as our main speaker, Dr. Accra, with a host of others who joined Uncle David Ampofo as well to give their submissions. At this point, please, let's take note of the following before we move out. Let's not rush out, please, for security reasons. I implore that there is a reception, a cocktail reception at the foyer when we step out. But please, just as we have been waiting patiently here, I want us to throw some hearty cheers, the Ghana style, for the man who is sitting before us, whom we honor 70 years down the line. Hip, 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 hip. Hip, 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 hip. Hip, 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 hip. God bless you all. Let's allow him to walk out quietly. And journalists, please give him the space. And if you want to run interviews, please make it quick. Thank you all. One more time. My name is Atõ Abassah, and this has been the Symposium on the National Environment under the theme, Protecting and Safeguarding the National Environment for Future Generations. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Everything is alright.